Ladies and gentlemen, if you have any idea or any wanting or greed and all that for wrestling anime and all that, then I'm happy to announce that we have got a brand new series ready for you guys right away, and that is called Tiger Mask W. Now apparently this is a very old franchise that is getting a brand new sort of refresh, retelling, reboot of the series, and I'm going to be doing the first episode of the series, and also as well being done by the one and the only Toei Animation, which, oh boy, have I had a very long and weird, loving-hate relationship with this franchise and this anime studio altogether. People don't know who Toei Animation really are and all that, then you should probably know them from doing One Piece alongside with a lot of very long ongoing shonens, very notable like Fist of the North Star, Saint Seiya, One Piece, Toriko, and a bunch of multitude of other series. And honestly, one thing that I can definitely say about this show, especially with its big comparisons between a show like One Piece, is that One Piece is it excels in gorgeous art. It's absolutely, it has a lot of still images and it has this just gorgeous artwork, and I really goddamn enjoy a lot when it has that moments but a lot of time very stilling, and then also as well it's just horrible padding and pacing throughout the most of the series that we see. Meanwhile, what we got to see on this first episode of Tiger Mask is the complete opposite. Although there are still quite a few stills here and there, there's actually quite a little bit of violence at the start of the series. You actually get to see blood in this series, which was kind of shocking from Toei, that this is a show that I believe kind of runs around about the early time slot. And one interesting thing about it is that a lot of the time is that instead of this very nice clean animation, it has this kind of rough style to it, but then that also means as well that they can actually work on it, so they can actually they can have more frames of animation even though it looks a little bit rougher than usual, which I actually really liked about the show itself. And it looked just very nice, very clean, and overall just goddamn really damn enjoyable. And honestly, what we got to see is immediately we got to see the two main protagonists, which is Tiger Mask and Tiger the Dark, which pretty much sounded like the most super Japanese thing ever. And pretty much what happened is that they're all kind of mentor, and also one of the kids father was in a wrestling ring with this guy known as Yellow Devil, and he got completely stomped on, and it was pretty goddamn offensive what they were doing to him, that they were cutting him up, stomping him out. This Yellow Devil guy was just absolutely ridiculous and what he was absolutely doing to the guy, and pretty much they were on the ring as well trying to make it out, and one of them got their face carved, the other one got completely stomped out, and they're we vow to beat Yellow Devil, and it seems like he's going to be the longevity of the rivalries from the characters. I'm guessing this is going to be something that's going to be going on for quite a while, and I'm actually looking forward to if that's going to be happening later on in the series. But pretty much it seems like the two main characters themselves actually go on two different paths and to attain strength. One of them also becoming Tiger the Dark, and alongside with Tiger Mask, and we get to see them pretty much debuting at the same time, and two seemingly have very different styles from one another, and it's clearly showing that this is something that inspired King from Tekken, which by the way is my favorite character to play in the series, because I absolutely goddamn love King, and it was a lot of the reason why I was very enticed into anime, alongside actually just really enjoying wrestling as of recently, with stuff coming out like Lucha Underground, which is amazing. And it just, honestly, I would say story wise it's not the best thing in the world and all that, and I think the thing that is the strongest thing about this show is that if you love very old shonen shows, if you love Saint Seiya and you love kind of that 90s to even 80s anime, I think you're going to feel really right at home with Tiger Mask. I feel the newcomers that and kind of new watchers anime who kind of want a little bit more, expecting this deep plot and kind of a little bit more this story characterization and all that, rather than just seeing these shows that they're just kind of, even though dumb and goofy, they're still really goddamn enjoyable. I still think this show could actually be watched and really enjoyed. I don't think it's going to be taking the world by storm, mainly the fact that it's got Toei, which Toei normally has kind of the bad rep nowadays and all that, those shows, and I don't think that the show's probably going to hold up on its actual animation and budget. But even still and all that, I think this is going to have a pretty long ass ongoing series series. And I think this like at least is gonna have about like 50 plus episodes. But I did like what we got so far from the start, and like the two main characters, not that like Takumi and like Naruto, like they're alright. Like I kind of see a little bit more characterization from them later on. But I did kind of like the fight that he had with that guy Odin. Like I kind of like that fight that he had immediately just rocking his world. Like, and I thought that's great. Although it's weird that he kind of technically lost because he ran out the ring, because they're like, oh no, count as a ring out, even though that guy was on the floor and he broke his arm and he messed him up, and it was like definitely something like it was very weird and all that was going to be happening. But overall, I really did enjoy this episode a lot, and I still think I would highly recommend it. But I don't think like this is going to be taking the world by storm. And personally as well, score-wise, adding in stuff that, yeah, the animation is like not like, you know, the most gorgeous thing in the world and all that, but I think definitely adding into frames and kind of the fighting, I did really like that a lot. And the fact that we just don't get wrestling stuff anymore and all that, and this is like one of the shows like that could actually do it and all that. I'm kind of shocked and all that, and totally with all people to do it, and definitely would recommend. I absolutely love the opening and ending song. The opening feels super 80s 90s song, and I absolutely love that ending, like all the wrestlers in boss ass suits, like suit and booted with their masks. That is just straight up right up my alley. I think that's fucking badass as hell, and I love that. So definitely would recommend like checking out Tiger Mask W. It's like really enjoyable, and I think overall, being fair to the series and all that, I would give this like a 7. I like being personal. It's not being out like this is just a lot of things that scream to me, or like getting that kind of biased out of the way. I think overall, as a reviewer personally, I think it's a fine show. I don't think it's going to attract a lot of people into it. I don't think a lot of people are going to be into like kind of the whole wrestling thing, and I think a lot of people kind of expect a little bit more about the show. But generally, I think if you like kind of enjoy stuff and all that, and just like have a fun, like good time with it, I think you're going to have a great time with this show. But that's all for me. Thank you so much for watching as always. Let me know what you think about Tiger Mask W in the comment section down below. But I'll see you beautiful bastards though in the next time in a bit.